Well, good morning, everybody. Meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Thursday morning, just 1 week out from the 4th of July holiday as we get ready to wrap up the month of June here this weekend. A few scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms out there this morning. Most of it is fairly weak activity. There's been occasional lightning and thunder. More of your lightning and thunder here in northern Kansas, especially right here where my arrow's pointing right now, right there. Actually, that's where the most intense activity is as of the time of this recording. So Futurecast isn't doing too bad with this right now. The best chances will be in the south today. We'll have some off and on hit or miss showers and thunderstorms that will not be raining the entire day today by any means. And in fact, as we get further into the afternoon, the chances will go down. Winds are going to be pretty strong today. They're going to strengthen out of the south and southeast. Gusts up around 30, 35 miles per hour. That's going to keep the low-level moisture in place. So while maybe not as warm for most of us today, it's still going to be pretty sticky. Your best chance of warmer temperatures here to the west, right in here where more sun will come out here. We'll back this up just a little bit. You can see more sunshine to the west. That's where the warmest temperatures will be. And then storms fire up in the high plains and roll eastward here later this afternoon. So severe weather becomes more of a possibility, and there's a pretty good chance of severe storms over western Nebraska late this afternoon and into this evening. Any discrete supercell thunderstorms would have a big threat of large hail, perhaps isolated tornadoes. We saw this the other day, especially right in here, a couple of confirmed tornadoes, a lot of damage around a tiny town in the sandals of Whitman, Nebraska, up here in Grant County, right along Highway 2. Storms are going to continue as we head into the evening hours. Now again, the discrete cells, those are going to have that hail and isolated tornado threat. But if we get more of a cluster of storms, especially if it bows out like this, then we're talking more of a severe wind gust threat here. I'll back this up. And again, this isn't exactly where it's going to go. But again, any bowing storms, severe wind gusts would be a possibility. Later in the night, these storms will begin to weaken as we get closer to and then after midnight, and they'll continue on their eastward trajectory, and eventually by early on Friday morning, most of us are done. Now, Friday itself, we've actually got a cold front right about here. That's going to slide southeast across the area Friday into Friday night. Now, most of Friday dry, partly cloudy skies, warmer temperatures other than the coolness up north, because late in the day, our cold front's now right about here. So that's Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock. Showers and thunderstorms firing up over parts of the area. There's a chance out here as well, but the best chance is here. And again, any discrete supercell thunderstorms would produce large hail and perhaps isolated tornadoes. And then as it becomes more of a cluster of storms, severe wind gusts would be a possibility as well. Later into the night, still a chance of severe weather, but then that threat should come down late in the night and into Saturday morning. And right now, with that front now well to our southeast, we're going to be looking at a northerly wind, cooler temperatures, very pleasant weather on the way for the upcoming weekend before more active weather and warmer temperatures return early next week. So, Storm Prediction Center has at least a slight risk of severe weather for most of us, in fact all of us, for later today, and an enhanced risk of severe storms here back towards western Nebraska. Now, I'm a little iffy on areas east of Highway 281. This may be a little too high, in my opinion. I do think most of the severe weather is going to be central and western areas. Right in here, though, the highest threat in that orange shaded enhanced risk area. Hail is going to be a big threat, especially with those individual supercells. Big hail, this hashed area, this line, these black lines, this means potentially significant hail over 2 inches in diameter. Severe wind gusts are going to be a big threat with these, especially this line of storms here. And again, anywhere you see those dashed lines, so northwest Nebraska up into western South Dakota, North Dakota, northeast Wyoming, and eastern Montana, this is wind gusts of 75 miles per hour or greater are a possibility. That's could be a big threat. And even isolated tornadoes are possible. And again, focusing on western and northwestern areas with the best chance of that, especially with discrete supercell thunderstorms. Now, Friday, most of us still under a slight risk of severe storms with a marginal risk farther north where the threat will be lower behind the cold front. And I think the highest threat would be right in here in the southeast here. Again, severe wind gusts, large hail, maybe an isolated tornado threat, especially over southeast Nebraska. Highs for today, coolest under the thickest clouds and where there may be some rain around, mid to upper 70s and lower 80s. But as you go to the west, a little more sunshine, mid upper 80s and lower 90s, even maybe 97 in Scotts Bluff. So a little more heat as you go towards western Nebraska, all setting the stage for those developing thunderstorms out west as a warm front pushes eastward across the area. Tonight's low 60s to right around 70 degrees. Tomorrow, cool in the north. Again, there's that cold front I mentioned here. I'll draw it in once again right there, sliding southeastward. Warm out ahead of it. in the upper 80s and even lower 90s across southern Nebraska and northern Kansas. Friday night into Saturday morning, you can see the cooler 50s to the northwest, 60s to the south and east, and look at this pleasant air on Saturday. Highs only in the lower 70s in northern Nebraska on Saturday. A little warmer in the south, but still lower to mid 80s is not bad at all. So we've got very nice weather both Saturday and again on Sunday after the active weather at the end of this week. So 3 of the next 4 days are going to be below average here in the Tri-Cities, and then tomorrow's right around average for this time of the year. Again, a break from the active weather over the weekend, at least until Sunday night. A chance of rain and thunderstorms Sunday night into Monday morning, maybe some severe weather. The Storm Prediction Center already has a outlook actually for Monday here, a day 5 outlook, after a warmer, windy day on Monday. Now, I say warmer, but their extra clouds may keep temperatures down just a little bit on Monday. Otherwise, we'd see more widespread 90s. There are going to be some places in the 90s on Monday. And then late in the day, a chance of showers and thunderstorms once again. And the Storm Prediction Center already marking a large part of our area with a severe weather threat for Monday. Tuesday, we'll get dry in the morning, then a chance of storms in the afternoon and evening once again. Warm, but again, not super hot out there. And I think the forecast models then kind of split a little bit later next week on whether we'll be warmer or cooler. So right now, kind of going the middle ground. We're going to keep it mid to upper 80s, which is pretty much average for this time of the year. Looking at the North Platte forecast, a little warmer than the Tri-Cities today because of less of a chance of rain today and a little more sunshine. And then towards the end of the afternoon, more so into this evening, severe weather. A pretty decent chance of severe weather around the North Platte area, wrapping up shortly after midnight. Most of tomorrow dry, a few degrees warmer. Then there's that chance of rain and thunderstorms with the cold front Friday night. Cooler over the weekend, looking really nice there. A little windy on Sunday. Rain and thunderstorm chances return Sunday night and into Monday. Warmer temperatures on Monday, back into the low and mid 90s, right around 90 on Tuesday. Cooling down a little bit more Wednesday with a better chance of rain and thunderstorms. We'll see where it goes from there. Like I said, forecast models kind of split long range on whether it will be warmer or cooler next week. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s, but again, we could go either way. In fact, I'll show you the long range forecast models. And again, this will take a little time to load in here. So again, warm today, cooler today with the clouds in eastern Nebraska, warmer to the west. But then the air is just kind of warmish on Friday, and then cooler weather over the weekend right there. Saturday and Sunday, the ridge off to our west. That starts to build in a little bit on Monday and Tuesday, but then kind of breaks down. The European model has it breaking down a little bit as the week goes on next week, so maybe cooling things down and keeping the heat off to our west, which would keep temperatures actually pretty good heading towards the first weekend of July, if that were to happen. Problem is, I think the GFS is a little bit different here. We'll take a look at the GFS. Again, warm to the west today, cooler in the east. Tomorrow, mild, warm, I guess how you look at it here. Then cooling down Saturday and Sunday right there. Then we'll see the heat build back in as we get towards Monday and Tuesday, and then heat maybe breaking down a little bit, but it really tries to hang on actually. So the GFS keeps us a little bit warmer than the European until the end of next week. Then both forecast models are keeping things cooler for the next weekend. So we could actually see a very pleasant first weekend of July following the 4th of July holiday. So 4th of July, close to average, maybe warmer than average out west. There is a chance of rain and thunderstorms for the 4th. I'm going to jump ahead real quick to next Thursday. This is the morning of the 4th. And then here's the afternoon and evening. The European model has eastern Nebraska with the better chance of showers and thunderstorms for the 4th. The GFS model is a little more widespread, I believe. Here, let's take a look at the GFS model right there. There's the morning of the 4th right there. So mostly dry day, again, as we typically do see. And then there's the chance of thunderstorms by the evening hours. So we'll have to keep an eye on that here. And that shows that cold front coming through and then cooling us down Friday and into the weekend. Maybe still some active weather around. It's a long ways out yet, but just kind of want to give you an early heads up, being that it is a week away from today, that 4th of July forecast is. So kind of start to look at that a little bit closer as we get down the road here. So I want to thank you all for watching on this Thursday morning. I hope it's a good one for you for today, and I will see you all again on Friday morning. Take care, and God bless. Bye.